Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Gordon and Llura Gun Leadership Award, Pat Furlong.
Thank you. It's a little terrifying up here, I must admit, and I think I know a little bit now what it feels like to get an Oscar, and for your sake, I wish I was Penelope Cruz tonight. First of all, I want to thank you all, and thank Research America, and thank Llura and Gordon Gund. Without all of you, I wouldn't be standing here, and so it's a deep honor, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed with the honor, so thank you. You know, sometimes you get a horrible, catastrophic diagnosis in life and you think the world has ended. And then you meet people along the way who are your mentors, your teachers, and your friends. And those friends nominated me for this award. They are Deborah Lappin, Sharon Terry, Heather Joseph, and Elizabeth Vroom. These are the people that guided me, and on days when I didn't think I could open my eyes, helped me to open them. In 1994, my sons were diagnosed with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. They received a death sentence. Duchenne entered my very safe home and crushed every member of my family one by one in different ways, at different times, and still does today. My boys died at 15 and 17. And I sat for a while after that diagnosis, and I was wishing that someone, a knight in shining armor, would come to me and remove this disease from my sons and from my home. Until one day, as I was crying, a beautiful boy with big brown eyes came up to me and asked me why I was crying. And I said I was praying for a miracle. And he looked at me and said, "There aren't any miracles. And if you won't help me, who will?" That very day, I stood up and I picked off the fear that was attached to me like lint on a sweater. I peeled it off, I put my fear behind my heart, and I thought maybe if I could raise my voice a little bit, that maybe someone would listen, or maybe someone would hear. I gathered together other parents that I had met along the way. They felt isolated and alone. I knew how they felt. I was one of them. I knew how it felt to be called a desperate mother. I knew how it felt to be called crazy. I met scientists, researchers. They had never seen a boy with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and I wondered why. I met physicians, often with a negative philosophy because the disease is devastating, and they too are devastated. And I thought if the one thing we could do would be to get together and sit in a room and think about priorities, and my priority was one single question: if this was your son, what would you do first? We had many, many discussions about that, and there were very specific themes, and most, as you might imagine, were research. Investment in research can change outcomes. And I learned that lesson quite well. We got together, I started PPMD, or Parent Project Muscular Dystrophy, and we began our first investment in research. And when you invest in research, when you're a drowning, crazy mother that feels like you're sinking, it's like putting water wings on. You become buoyant. When you join with a community, you resound that voice loudly, and you can do things that you never thought you could do with a community. The Duchenne muscular community got together that day. We've made changes, and we stand today at the forefront of clinical trials that are promising. We have a philosophy that's changed. Physicians believe that the disease can be treated. There's a drug in a 2B trial called PTC-124 that may treat a subset of our boys, and it will pave the way to future treatments, and future treatments in all genetic diseases, perhaps. So we feel that research is the way, medical and scientific research. We feel that raising your voice can indeed change an outcome. Raising your voice can make you different. It can make you learn. It can make you have hope. It can change the world. And so tonight, it's such an honor to be here. I would like you all to raise your glasses, if you wouldn't mind, to my sons, Christopher and Patrick Furlong, and to my family who supports me in this effort, this crazy mom effort. I'd like you, as you raise your glasses, to know that boys at 15 years old can't raise their glasses. They have muscle weakness that's overwhelming, so they can't raise a glass to a toast. They can't wrap their arms around someone they love. They can't lift a fork. So I'd like you to think about that whenever you raise a toast, and pray with all of us that research impacts this disease, and that boys with Duchenne and muscular dystrophy who have gone will renew us, who live today will survive and thrive, and who are born tomorrow will have treatment and cure. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.